Here we go. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Iron Kaiser Gaming, and welcome to the final quarterfinal battle of Noob Cup 3. We find ourselves in our last battle between a veteran of the Noob Cup scene and a newcomer. In the blue is our new player, Fit for Flit, playing as the Byzantines. Fit for, well, you know what? It's spelled weird. I'm calling him Fit for Flit. No, I'm joking. He's Fit for Flight. All right, that would make more sense. Fit for Flight in the blue, playing as the quarterfinals, playing as the Byzantines. Versus Ionites in the green, playing as the Huns. Ionite, of course, was this is the last of our qualifier opponents who is still in the tournament. So it'll be a really interesting battle here to see, you know, if Fit has what it takes to take on a veteran of the Noob Cup scene. I am once again joined by Hiram of Tyre. And Hiram, we have, for the first time ever in the tournament, and actually I think my first time ever seeing a map like this played, a quick start battle. We're on quick start Glade, which means both players start with 9 bills. What do you think that matters to the Noob Cup scene at all? Right. You know what I gotta do? I did the same thing as last time. I am broadcasting Age of Empires 3. We gotta fix that. I know. Well, you know the funny thing is with the there's so many, and I'm right there with them. The thing is with the software that I'm using, I'll type in Age of Empires 2, and for whatever strange reason, it'll suggest Age of Empires 3 first. And I've got to like fix that and say, no, actually it's AoE 2. So let me go into my creator dashboard here and say, no, actually it's AoE 2 that we're broadcasting here. So I'm gonna fix that really fast. No, and then Age of Empires 2. Done. Saved. All right. We're now golden. Welcome, those of you just joining the stream, to the quarterfinal 4 Noob Cup 3 battle. Huns versus Byzantines. I like this pick from Ionites. I think, you know, previous Civ picks from him have purposefully run against the grain. I've been saying nobody's playing the Chinese. What does he do? Shows up with Chinese, right? I think he did that with another Civ too, right? I can't remember which one. But there was another Civ where I said, you probably don't want to play this one. I'll be surprised if we see this. And what does he do? He plays that Civ. But now, playing what we put down as an S-tier Civ, I think Huns are going to be one of the best civilizations in the tournament for Noob Cup 3. I just think the ability to not have to worry about housing is such a huge deal. And yeah, you lose out on the ability to quick wall with your houses, but I don't think most of our opponents are going to be quick walling anyway. Also, I was having a little bit of a moment because I'm thinking, wait a minute, Ionites is the green playing as the Huns. Where do these houses come from? I forgot that, you know, quick start, you start with 2 houses, even though he doesn't need them. So, yeah. But meanwhile, Fit for Flight, playing the Byzantines, if he's good with his trash units, right? You know, he's able to afford spearmen cheaper, scouts cheaper, and then in the Castle Age, camels are going to be cheaper. And I think for Ionites, he's probably thinking either light cav or knights, cav archers, something. Cavalry. And camels could be a really good pick there for the Byzantines. So that plus the way cheaper Imperial Age could mean that Fit has a really strong late game. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree. That's one of the aspects that I'm really excited about with this quarterfinal. This is the last time in Noob Cup 3 that we're going to be casting a player we've not really seen before. And, you know, Fit and Flight here, he's a wild card. We have no idea how... I don't know how much he's practiced. I don't know, you know, the strategies he's bringing to the table. And after this, we're going to be moving into the semifinals. And we're going to see players that have, you know, really... Like, everybody has shown their cards to some extent, right? So, I'm really curious to see how this play out. Mm-hmm. I like that too. Yep. Yep. Yeah. He's gonna find that pig eventually, but it's gonna be 10, 15 minutes before that pig shows up. Also, really, really love Fit walling up his entrance here. Yeah. Yup. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. No, I agree with you. Even there's the gate. Nice. Yeah, this is really nice, especially with a militia push. You're not really going to achieve anything. But I think even if I-Knights were to try to fast castle Knights, fast castle Cav Archer, you'd have a hard time breaking through here and getting damage done. And it will give Fit, I think, some really key breathing room to respond to however I-Knights wants to open up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Right. I agree with you where one thing I like about I-Knight's play, I like that he's getting military out, and now we're finally seeing him move out. So I really like that combination. I don't like the mix of units. I think that'd be my advice for I-Knights is, you know, I get the idea, you know, you mix in some spears and some militia and some scouts, and maybe you're kind of covering each other's bases. At least that's what I'd assume he's thinking. But for early aggression, I think it's more important to just pick one type of unit and go. You got to find damage earlier, right? Correct. Yeah, that's the other option is, right, don't worry about military at all and just boom up your economy, right? Speaking of, so I'll give, you know, Fit for Flight this, right? He's just hit the castle age. There's a huge tech advantage he's got right now. That could be big, but he has allowed himself to pick up some idle TC time. Like about a minute and a half more than I-Knights. That means that there's a resource collection advantage right now for our green player. And that could snowball. Mm-hmm. Yep. And, I mean, I think that he's playing to some Civ strengths here. If we take a look at the Huns and what they can do, not only do they not need houses, right, so you don't have to worry about that, but also really strong bonuses to Cav Archers. Cav Archer is a lot cheaper than Castle and Imperial Age. But you also have a really solid, stable line, too. I mean, you get access to Paladin. You get access to all of your Cav techs. So, and your stables work faster. So, if you're going to play Knights, that's a really good play. I think that the Man-at-Arms pick is maybe a waste. Like, just go Knights. Yeah. Yeah, if I remember right, I think it's 150 food and 100 gold. And that's like a night and a half, yeah. Here we go. Good job avoiding the stone gate and just going for the wooden buildings. That's the weakness there. Fit going with a 3 TC boom. I like it. And I really look at this. He's stonewalling in behind this blacksmith. I don't think it's necessary. I think you could just repair the blacksmith, but I agree with you. I really love this play. Pikes moving out to defend. Oh, and Knights is slow to respond to that. First blood. Maybe that wasn't first blood, but either way, Byzantine's getting some solid wins there. These are castle, like the militia, the swordsmen. They're gonna beat the spears, right? But on the flip side, these are castle age pikemen versus feudal age militia. So they get some good damage there. Iron Knights, it's kind of a Pyrrhic victory. I'd say Iron Knights won that fight, but he's also stopped in his tracks. And Fit's 3 town centers are just allowed to boom in peace. We will see as Iron Knights is on the way up to the Castle Age. He's like, hey, that's a good idea. I think I'll do that. One thing that I'm very sad about with Age of Empires 2, this is one thing I do wish they would kind of change, is when you put down a wall and then immediately build the gate on top of the wall, you just sort of lose that stone. You don't get it back. And I do wish that you kind of got a refund. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Wait. We see 8 Hunnic villagers moving out. He doesn't have the... Well, actually, I was going to say he doesn't have the stone, but that's not true. He nearly has the stone, and he's got to mark it up, too. He could very easily just sell some wood, buy the stone. Does he see Blue's town center here? He does not. Oh, I think he does see the farms. Iron Knights, what's the play? What is the plan here, man? Oh, my goodness, I'm so... I think you're right, yeah. He's just going to wait 15 seconds. Oh, dude. Now, Fit has taken the vill lead. He's got 5 more villagers. Iron Knights has still collected more resources. He's got Wheelbarrow, which that's a big deal. But we've got Wheelbarrow coming in for our Byzantine player. And I think... Oh, what? Does he not know about the town center that is next door to the TC he's placing down right now? Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay, Fitz sending out a lone Vill to the south. Pikes versus spears are engaging, and our Byzantine pikemen should beat our Hun spears. No difficulty there. Boom. That's a win for Fit. What is going to do with that one Vil. Both players have, well, Fit has the stone for a castle drop. I Knights is like just, yeah. I actually kind of like his patience. Let me phrase it this way. I want him to build this castle faster. I think speed is important. But sometimes you can overcommit villagers to stone, and that means that you're not collecting the key resources, food, wood, gold. No. Oh no! Jose, no! The Komodo dragon goes down, but not before. And here's a stable. Somebody's gonna have to walk. We've got 2 more Vils walking from across the map to go put down that stable on the south side. Here comes the castle from Knights. Now, if Fit counter castles right here, it would be 8 versus 7. He's counter castling. Yeah, this is a really, really good spot. And the pikes are coming to disrupt this. Oh. Oh. This is nice gameplay, guys. We're at 46 Vils for both players. Fit, I think, doing a really good job controlling the map with these pikemen. I don't know if he can at least stop the castle from going up. He might. It'll be close. Yeah. Both castles are up. Both castles are up. Now, Fit. Yeah. I was going to say the opposite. The thing that I like here is that Knights has control over both gold piles. It cannot take advantage of that gold. And we see, what is that? We see Tarkin out. Tarkin, which is, yeah, that's like, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Fair point. Fair point. In a world where this castle was left undefended, the Tarkins would do an amazing job here. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. The thing that we see Knights getting out a 3rd town center, and I love both of these players prioritizing multiple town centers, and that's giving them a lot of potential to expand their economy. I think this will be necessary for whichever one of these 2 players wins this tournament. You know, if you're going to go on and try to go all the way, we've seen from several of our other contestants in the Noob Cup, some real skill in booming up your economy. So I love that. I do want to make sure that they are practicing keeping those town centers running and not falling behind. Knights here. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. The pikes are putting in work here, but they're getting melted by the castle. And Tarkins have a lot more pierce armor than pikes do. So they withstand the castle fire a lot better. I think that's a win for Knights. you love to see it. You love to see that. Right. Yeah, this, as long as Fit ungarrisons the battering ram, it might be a little slow to actually, yeah, it goes down. But so do most of the targets. I think Fit takes the spot. Oh my goodness. All right. We got to call a couple things out here. Knights, first of all, defensive castle. Really love that position. It's a great fallback move here from Knights. Second, loads of long swordsmen. Ready to move in, perhaps? Get under that town center and do some damage? The pikemen the spears cannot stop that. And I love the focused unit composition, like one unit, and specifically the unit that counters everything that Fit for Flight has on the field right now. That's so cool. Ooh, cataphracts would be so cool. The thing that I see here, remember, kind of the ace up the sleeve for the Byzantines is that their Imperial Age upgrade is so much cheaper. Okay, wait, no, longswords, what are you doing? You got it. No, man, get into the action. Or at least stay close to the front lines. You got to move in on these battering rams. Don't let the castle go down. Yeah, the Imperial Age coming in. Yep. And if this castle weren't already going down, I think the faster imp means that we just get some trebuchets behind the castle, and the Hun castle goes down. I think Rams are, you know, they're cool. I find that they're very hard to use right, and I think Fit found a perfect time to use them. Really, really good play from him. Calliope in chat saying, lacking upgrades on both sides, I see. Yeah, we've got some blacksmith techs missing for both players. Knights could pick up some upgrades here, the cav armor and the attack for his Tarkans, as well as the attack and the infantry armor for his swordsmen. Fit for Flight. Yeah, I noticed that too. So both, they're really neck and neck on the eco count, and that's exciting. Because I don't actually know, like, sometimes you watch these games and you see when one player is up significantly more than the other on the eco side, you know that someone is on a ticking time bomb, right, to just win the thing. Here, the economies are pretty even. If we look at the resources collected, it's neck and neck. So this is a game that is going to be all about the military and about, you know, who does a better job fighting, who does a better job replenishing their army numbers. Blacksmith upgrades coming in for Knights. Good. Fit, meanwhile, I think he's the first player to get Knights on the field. I like it. Knowing what Knights has, I think, you know, out of the castle, the Cataphract would be an even better pick, but I like it. Have you noticed either player using the market? I know. Is Knights listening in? I gotta, like, does he have the stream pulled up? He's over there like, I gotta quickly, like, check who is in chat here. No, I don't see Knights in chat. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, does he see it? Does Knight see? Oh yeah, Knight sees it. Oh yeah, no. Okay, little tip for Knights if he comes back and watches this. Right now, his army is moving at the speed of its slowest units, which are the longswordsmen. If you select the Tarkans individually and send them forward, then they would have gotten there a lot faster. It won't make a difference here. You should win this fight, I think. Although we've got pikemen on the field. It'll kill some Tarkans. The longswords will knock this out. This location, I think, is lost for shit. Knights is over here like, you know, you want the north, fine, we're taking the south. And now, this is the key moment. Fit sees the composition that Knights has, and he's got to figure out, how do I respond to this? Cataphract is a choice, Archer is a choice. I think he gets hand cannons. Right, if we take a look at what the Byzantines can do, hand cannon would be amazing here, actually. Yeah. A monk for the relics, yeah. this cavalry... We'll get a second cavalry out of this barracks, but not a third. I mean, yeah. General Brandito on YouTube saying, Iron Kaiser, we should play AoE 4 together. That'd be fun sometime, dude. Yeah. Stable in the south going down. Yeah. Fit has discovered sort of I-Knight's northern position here.
Ein, Impero, ein.
I love it in theory. The problem is that we have long swords on the other side, and the swordsmen will destroy those pikes, especially with the tier 2 upgrades that they have. And I-Knights is not waiting for the wall to go down. He engages now. The Rams are stuck. The Rams are stuck waiting for those pikemen to die before they engage. This is yeah. Brandito, you gotta tell me really quickly, in chat, what are your favorite AoE 4 civs? What do you like playing? Alright, we see this massive engagement, and this is a fight that has to go to I-Knights. The numbers were, I think, about even, and I love the fight, but swordsmen really... Swordsmen beat pikes. Now, the good news for Fit for Flight, again, he's playing the Byzantines. If we look at that civilization choice, again, spearmen, 25% cheaper. So it's really cost-effective for him to get those numbers back up and running. We see that he's massing up. He's got 1 barracks down already. He's got 3 more on the way. So he's really building infrastructure back at home. I'd love to see that. Actually, that'd be his 5th barracks coming up. So he's able to get up a lot of pikes. He does have elite cataphract, yes. And I think, yeah, they should counter everything that I-Knight says on the field. I don't think the Tarkin is really that great in a head-to-head fight. Not against, yeah. I think the cataphracts are harder hitting. And cataphracts are an anti-infantry unit, so these swordsmen should really sting. Yeah. Yeah, he needs a bigger boat. Yeah. I do like how he's like kind of bolstering his numbers with Cavalier. I think that plus the mass numbers. You need numbers, and I like that. And these poor, good control of the gold miners to get them out of danger. That's really good. Both players have enough stone. Well, Fit's about there almost. Brandito says, I like to play House of Lancaster, the new DLC. That is cool. I've not played a lot of Lancaster. I have played some of the Knights Templar. They're a lot of fun. So yeah, you know, the next time I play more AoE 4, I think I would enjoy getting back into that, and I want to play those DLC civs. Yeah, and then just the German civilization. They're my boys. It's back and forth, and I really do think this is anybody's game. Right now, I think I-Knights has just a military lead here. He has literally double the military numbers, right? But the longer that I-Knights takes to pull the trigger, maybe get some trebuchets out. I see the elite Tarkin. I mean, it's an anti-building unit. If he wins the fight, I guess he doesn't need trebs, but it's kind of nice to force the issue. And I think if the fight were right now, I-Knights wins. But the longer this takes, the more cataphracts that Fit for Flight gets out, not to mention the spears, I think the better this is for the Byzantines. I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, he's not producing trebs yet, so. Good control here by Fit. He's got the cataphracts on the infantry. The halberdier moving in on the Tarkins. His town center will go down, but that's not the biggest issue in the world. Now, the cataphracts are melting here. Fit did kill more than he lost, but it's just a numbers game at this point. Oh, good fight here for Ionites. Yep. Brandito saying, do you have Steam? Brandito, I think you should try joining the Iron Kaiser Gaming Discord, and we can pick up that conversation there sometime. Right now, yeah, this northern location here, really good fight for Ionites. Fit for flight, definitely on the back foot. Looking at his bank, he's got 2,500 wood, 2,000 food, and 600 gold. Building a defensive castle, which I really like. If you're still in this game, I think you've got to do something with this food and wood. Either you need to just start massing up loads of units. We need massive military, right? So spend these resources on more units, or I mean, hiding behind the stone wall, it'll do damage. But I agree with you though that it's not going to be the best pick. Still, I think that just doing anything. Boom. Nice. Okay. This is definitely tough. I appreciate Fit for Flight just massing up, getting the numbers out. So he's got, yeah, 16 skirms. Well, actually 21 skirms on the way. Halberdier's got 25 halbs coming out. And just getting anything on the field at this point is a big deal. Especially because if you look at Ionites, he's doing an amazing job actually spending his gold. Well, yeah, and I'd say the same thing for Ionites as I was saying earlier for Fit. Like, you know, yeah, you've got a whole bunch of wood. You should be taking that and turning that into 4 or 5 more stables, 4 or 5 more barracks, 4 or 5 more archery ranges. So that, you know, you're able to remass quickly, just in case this army suddenly blows up. I do love the monks healing up, by the way, Ionites units. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Yeah. I agree with you. The other thing too is it's just mass, man. I mean, it's the right unit, but even when you've got the right counter, you know, if you show up with 5-6 units and you're fighting against 26 units, you're probably losing that fight, even if you picked the right counter unit. So, you've got the castles, Fit for Flight. You've got 2 castles. You can mass up a whole bunch of cataphracts, and we do see him going back into cataphract, which is good. Yeah, try to. It's a lot of gold, and I don't know how much more gold you actually control. This is a risky play here, but it's the right play. Relics coming in for Fit for Flight. in a world where he's able to get up a whole bunch of vills, because right now he's stalled at 41 vills, and that's tough. Einite's here is stalling as well at 64 vills, so, you know, 50% more vills. Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. So, we do see Fit finally getting 4 or 5 guys on gold, which is great. He needs to mass up those numbers. I want to see 80 vills. Actually, I want to see 120 vills, to be honest with you. That's what I want. But, yeah, we need to see more. More! And, you know, just expand and boom that economy. I understand it's easier said than done when you're facing down 42 Tarkins. Are they elite yet? They are. 42 elite Tarkins. We've got 30 200 swordsmen. Yeah, castle's going down. And I think that Einite's probably doesn't want to engage the Stone Gate with Tarkins, but he can. There's nothing stopping Einite's. We're just winning the game here. Mini-me in chat saying, alright, got PC back and I'm going to run Age of Empires 3D to get the mod list if anyone wants it. Nice, nice. I want to see that mod list, yeah. Got to share that on the Discord. I've also got somebody else in chat, and I can't tell if Damien737 is real or a bot. Damien, you gotta message me again to let me know you're real. I gotta know. I'm thinking, I don't know, you might be real, but that could be a bot message. Fit calls it, yeah. All right, that was a really good game. That might have been. Let me give Einite's the point. Was that the closest quarterfinal match we've seen so far? I was. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I agree. I agree. For most of the game, it's like I have no idea who's winning this. Both players did a really, really good job. And both players demonstrating some similar opportunities for improvement. Spending resources, especially the wood, the food. But doing a really good job, I think, on gold. Collecting gold, spending gold, using gold, that was right. Fit doing a great job picking the right kinds of counter units. Knowing that his Hun opponent is probably going to go Cav. He gets a lot of pikemen. That's great. Einite's then seeing that, responds with the swordsman. Fit, seeing that, correctly identifies the cataphract as the unit of choice, just was not able to mass up enough of them before Einite's was able to throw, I think, a devastating punch. In a world where Fit holds on to the north, I think he's able to mass up units more easily, the cataphracts, and maybe we see a different game here. All right, we're going to take just a second, so I'm just going to interact with chat here. Minimi saying, want to send that list to AoE 3 in your Discord server? Absolutely, that is the go-to place. Send it there. I'm going to fix that really quickly. Boy, what a match. So Einite's now, he needs one more battle in order to secure his spot in the semifinals. But Fit for Flight has definitely demonstrated he's got the skill to take game 2 and bring us to a game 3. So I think this is anybody's series here. Let's see if they've started their next battle. Just checking in. All right, guys, are you actually? They must be. Yeah, I think they're putting together the game right now, but they're not starting game 2. So, in the meantime, while we're waiting, chat, let me ask your opinion on this. What do you think about the changed Age of Empires 2 that they've indicated might be coming in the next patch? where town centers are able to actually shoot down boar and you don't lose the food anymore. You just shoot the boar with the TC and it just drops down and the vills can collect just as if they were the ones that the killing, right? Same thing with military. If a military unit kills the boar or the deer or whatever, they die, but the food is still there, able to be collected. It makes the game easier, but is that something that you guys think is a good change, or does it sort of lose some of that AoE 2 flavor? I'm curious to see what you guys think on that one. Let me just, in the meantime here. Yes, absolutely. All right, while we're sort of on break, my poor little baby, he's got to go to bed. I've got to rock him really quickly, so I'm gonna take just a very quick break, and we'll be right back with game 2. Hold on here.
I hear you now.
I hear you now. And you know what the sad thing?
What?
Is that, like, I don't think anybody else could hear you for the, dang. You know something I've just discovered about OBS? Is that,
what?
Like, if I hit the button to shut down the visual aspect of Discord. because I don't want Discord to show up. In fact, I'll just maybe if I do it like that, that'll be good. But apparently, shutting down the visual aspect also shuts down the audio aspect. So as far as that recording goes, like I could hear you, and I thought you did a great job casting.
But nobody else could hear me.
Nobody else heard you. So.
Thanks,
I can
dude.
hear your friend from Twitch. Yeah, so they can hear you now. But so Minnie jumping in and saying, I can hear your friend from Twitch. So yeah, I think we can hear him now. But we could not hear him earlier.
At least I've not been cold shouldered.
Yeah. So take it as a compliment that everybody was missing you and was like, Where's Hiram? Where's your co-caster? We miss that guy. We want his keen insights. And let me tell you guys, he did a great job co-casting. You guys missed out.
You'll have to take his word for it.
Yeah, you have to take my word for it, though. Yeah. So we are just looping everybody in. They are about to start game number 2 any second now, but they're taking just a minute to get going. So we're stuck here. Kant, you are one of the Noob Cup competitors. How are you feeling so far in your tournament journey? Let me ask you, what has it been like maybe for you to actually join in on the Noob Cup and kind of put yourself under that tournament experience? Hiram, have you ever played any like tournaments or anything like that?
Yeah, I've done one. I did one with you, actually. It was one of T90's low elo legends. It wasn't low elo legends itself, but it was
right.
It was, I think it was the 900 to 1050 bracket on one of his tournaments a couple years.
That's awesome.
Several years ago.
Yeah.
And let me tell you guys, so that experience, I went into it thinking like, I'm playing people in the elo that I would normally play them in, because that's what my elo was at that time, right?
Right.
And so I thought that I would be able to approach it like it's just another ranked game. Mm-hmm. I will straight up tell you that, at least for me, that's not the case.
Right.
Which is one of the reasons we say what we say about, hey, thanks for coming, thanks for putting yourself out there. It makes sets you apart. Those aren't just words, and those aren't participation trophies. That's one of those things. Putting yourself in a tournament is different from anything else, especially if it's being watched and cast. So, props to these guys.
It really is. There's something about signing up for a tournament, and I don't care whether it's this big old T90 extravaganza, or if it is, something as small as our little Noob Cup, there is something about like having to schedule this specific match against this player, and if you win, you move up in the bracket, and if you lose, you're out. That just adds a level of tension and excitement, and it's just a totally different beast, and it's really awesome. It's so different from just playing a ranked match, and I think people play. People like those that have not really dipped their feet into the ranked ladder kind of get that feeling about playing ranked. It's like, oh man, this is not just any regular AoE. I've got elo on the line. I've got points on the line, and I think in both cases, there's an element of, dude, just let go and have fun. And it's just going to be a blast either way. And if you lose, it's just a new experience that you can put under your belt.
Yeah.
And if you win, you feel on top of the world.
And in a way, it helps with that problem. There's this element, like I even had this when I first hit 1,000 elo, right? And it's like, now I want to stop playing ranked a while because now I'm above 1,000 and I don't want to fall below it ever again.
Right.
And you've just got to get to the point where it's not about the elo, it's not about the bracket. Those things are.
I would love to continue this conversation. I want to hear more, but I'm letting you know that they have started the match.
Oh, perfect.
So I am.
All right.
I'm at the 28-second mark.
Look at you. All right, I'm going to be right there.
Okay. Yep.
I'm looking forward to finally casting a game.
Kant says, I'll catch up on game 1 later and watch here. Kant, welcome to the Twitch side of the stream. Make sure to follow on Twitch. We're trying to get to 100 followers, guys. So I really appreciate you guys for doing that. All right, 3, 2, 1. Game number 2. Oh, wait. Dang it. All right, I'm sorry. I'm at the 1 minute mark. 1 minute 4 seconds. It triple boosted me. 3, 2, 1. And here we go. Game number 2. Fit for Flight in the blue, playing as the Celts, fighting for his tournament life up against Knights in the green, playing as the Lithuanians. Hiram, you were talking just a second ago about your own experience playing in the tournaments, and I forget, did you, and I guess, did we play together? Was it a team thing, or did you kind of do your own?
I think we have done a team thing. It's been several years.
Yeah.
I don't remember very well, but the one I'm remembering, it was just 1v1. You were outside my ELO bracket. You still are.
Right. Well, what I'm wondering is, because I'm having a hard time remembering what you've experienced too. Did you play like a single elimination? You know, if you lose this one series, you're out, or were you just part of a group stage where you got to play a couple rounds?
I think I got a 2 of 3, a best of 3.
Okay, so a single best of 3 series.
Yep.
Did you lose game 1, or did you win game 1? Okay.
I lost game 1.
So you were in the shoes that Fit for Flight is in now.
I was, yeah.
Does it kind of tell me sort of what goes through your mind? What do you think is going through Fit's mind right now? Is it is it like anxiety, like, oh no, I've lost game 1? Am I gonna lose game 2 the same way? Is he just better than me? Or is there like this fire to sort of prove yourself? Or what do you think's going on in his head?
Well, I can't tell you about that. I know I'm different from a lot of people.
Yeah.
I compartmentalize and I do what's called post-processing. So last game doesn't even enter into my processing for this game. I just put it in a box and I put it on a shelf and I process each game after I'm done with the series because it's the same thing in precision shooting, right? A lot of players make a mistake a lot of shooters will make a mistake where you're looking through the scope, you fire a shot, you look through the scope to see, how well I hit. And you might think it'll make you a better player or a shooter. It doesn't. Because as an instructor, as a rifle instructor, a thing that I tell people is what shots matter? The next one. Only the next one.
Right.
Where the last bullet goes makes no difference whatsoever. Ignore it. Because assuming your rifle's zeroed and everything else, the last bullet, nothing could matter less. Put all of your effort and energy into this one. And I believe the same thing is true about games, about AoE, about anything else.
Yeah.
What game matters? This one. Just this one. Last one and next one don't matter at all right now. Not for Fit for Flight.
Right.
Now, knowing what I know of him, I'd say he's probably in the same boat.
Good. I mean, that's what you need to do. You need to be able to sort of block out. Last game was last game. I know that sometimes, I mean, even for myself, sometimes you get into your head a little bit and you think, all right, I'm on a hot streak or I'm on a cold streak, and you think that last match will determine how this one goes.
Right.
But especially if you're trying to kind of reverse the momentum that Knights has, you've got to be able to just forget all that, block it out, and say, I'm just going to play the best Age of Empires I can right now. Learn what I can from that last match, but otherwise, just let it go.
Yep. I mean, what you could say is, what I would tell myself is, I lost last one, now it's his turn. Not even in like, I'm gonna what I felt, but like, is he any farther behind? Well, or is Fit for Flight any farther behind? Yeah, he's a little farther behind. But at the end of the day, he's still in this game.
He's still in the game,
tournament right now.
And that's a really smart way of thinking about it. Like, there's sort of if the two players are evenly matched, and based on what we saw last game, I'd say that they are. Then there's kind of like a law of averages thing, and I would be maybe saying to myself, just psychologically, if nothing else, I'd say, hey, man, it's 50-50. He won that last one, so you're right. Now it's his turn to take a loss, and for me to get the win here. And otherwise, just try to focus in on this game, this moment. Speaking of, let's talk a little bit about the Civ breakdown. We've got Knights playing as the Lithuanians in the green. That means he's starting the game with an extra 100 food, and every time he builds a town center, that's 100 more food right away in the bank. His Spearman and Skirmisher line moves even faster, 10% faster. And the big one, the big feature of the Lithuanians, every relic he garrisons gives him extra attack up to +4. +4 maximum. So in a world where Knight's is allowed to get all the relics, his Knights, like, they're maybe the strongest units in the game. I mean, it's insane if he gets there. But we saw in that last match, it was actually Fit for Flight that was, I think, maybe taking the initiative on collecting the relics. Good job collecting the hunt here from Knights. That mill pretty close to the boar as well as the deer. I think that'll play well for him. Fit for Flight, though, taking an early eco lead with the Celts. Lumberjacks work faster. Let's forget the livestock thing. That doesn't really matter. What does matter, the infantry move faster every age. So especially if he once again decides to play infantry here, they're going to be moving a lot faster than they otherwise would, which is a really nice pickup. And siege weapons attack 25% faster. So in a world where Fit for Flight decides to go Scorpions, he goes, I don't know, Battering Rams. He's got some options there, and that's a really, really cool bonus. Not to mention, siege workshops work faster, too. So, a composition that is really a lot of fun. I had a really intense game the other day. In fact, I think it's my most recent ranked game. I played against a Jurchen player, a really good Jurchen player, and I went all in, like pikes and siege. So like some Scorpions, some Battering Rams, some Mengos, like just going siege and pikemen to shut down his infantry and his cav archer play, and it ended up working out. It was really cool. Hey, wait a minute. Fit for Flight, dude, he is rushing the Castle Age. Getting down to Blacksmith, the market, he nearly has the resources. Idling his TC a little bit, but yeah, he's going to be up to Castle Age way faster than Knights will.
Knight's going for Wheelbarrow early, which, again, is it the meta play? It's not the meta play. Wheelbarrow is a little early in this. I do like it, though. Wheelbarrow was one of those things. I like it because when I started playing, Wheelbarrow was one of those things that I always forgot until, not it was way too late, but until its prime was past. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's been so cool to see things that I know you and I, when we started playing Age of Empires, we would forget this, like forget those sorts of things. The wheelbarrow, the handcart, you know, maybe some of those later eco techs. And what we're seeing out of most of our Noob Cup players is they are jumping on it. They're recognizing right away, we've got to get those technologies. And I think maybe, like, let me see here. Ionite's picking up that tech before he's even put down a farm. Like, if we wanted to really get into the numbers, yeah, you want to save that for a little later. You want to get down maybe about 15 farms before you put down Wheelbarrow. 15, 16 farms. It's like the meta. It's like the most optimal time to pick up Wheelbarrow. But at this level, I mean, I'm expecting players to just forget. Just forget the tech period. And leave thousands of resources on the table. And what we're seeing from our contestants, especially the ones who are moving on into the semis, is like they're recognizing these techs I've got to pick up. Speaking of, Fit for Flight, he loses a scout. I know you're about to call that out. But he is halfway up to the Castle Age, throwing down a stable right away. Will we see Celt Knights, I wonder? I would like to see eco-techs from him. Not the Wheelbarrow, but I want to see him grab Double Bit Axe. That's one tech you would get like almost immediately, as soon as you can.
As soon as you can, yeah. For sure.
Maybe you know, if you're really trying to rush a fast castle, maybe you save it until you click up Castle Age, but then, like, immediately, get Double Bit Axe. And then you'll want to get the horse collar, you know, soonish. Do we see him get Knights out immediately? What I would want to see from Fit for Flight, take advantage of this Castle Age timing, do damage now, get out 1 or 2 Knights, and go. You know where Knights' lumberjacks are. 2 Knights, 3 Knights, eliminates all of this, and probably wins the game up from there.
Yeah, probably. A couple Knights right now would obliterate everything that Knights has on the field. You could get out Spearmen, but Spears tickle Knights. They don't even really damage them. They do, but not really.
Yeah. Well, and also, the other thing, too, if you're going... Oh, are you talking about Knights' spears? Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so The good news, picking up Wheelbarrow himself. So again, late game, long term, getting those eco-techs is a really good thing. It's a lot of extra resources you're collecting. And we see, even though Ionites here has 6 more vills, currently Fit for Flight has collected more resources. So that's good. But I want to see damage. You're in the Castle Age, your opponent's in the Feudal Age. Go and hurt him. And I don't think we're seeing that.
No, not
Killer
yet.
instinct.
Although a second TC coming in, an aggressive TC, you know, I kind of like it.
If he can hold it, I kind of like it too.
If Ionight sees it and he shuts it down, that's going to be a problem.
What have you given us? A second town center, if you can keep it. As a reference nobody's going to get, but alright, I don't care.
I got it. But
I know, you got it. That one was for you. That's for you, buddy. Calliope AoE says, yikes, Celts versus Lithuanians can be rough. Agreed, Calliope. But for whom? What civ would you say has the short end of the stick here? Because you're saying the Celts, yeah. I think that the Lithuanians have a really solid night rush timing, that kind of thing. Yes, but
having said that, the time for night rush is past.
Well, yeah, I know it's the other way around. It's the Celts who are, and finally, we see knights entering onto the field. Those scout cav will do nothing in the face of, again, 2 or 3 knights. 2 or 3 knights, they beeline into this wood line, and Fit for Flight is set up to, I think, win game 2.
The other thing I like about the location of this town center is, number one, it is close enough to base a forward military. We've played enough together that you know I like bobbing.
That's for sure. It's when I think of like
very often.
Your personality, like when I think of your style, yeah, it's.
I don't do it very often, but I do like to do it.
Yeah.
Number two, the second thing is he is taking up a gold and a stone pile that would normally belong to Einite.
If he gets away with this, yeah, it's a big. It's like you're taking away from your opponents.
The gold is not a huge deal, not right now, because Einite has a giant gold pile, but look how far his other stone pile is.
Yeah.
If Einite wants to get up a castle, if Einite wants to do a 3 TC move, if Einite wants to do much, he's going to have to do something about this town center, and he's not militarily poised to do it. So, at least not now. He is queued up a bunch of archers, and 2 or 3 archers are going to do nothing tonight.
Yeah, I was right. That's what I was going to say. Like, I'm going to freeze frame. This moment is decisive in a couple of key ways. Like you just said, I mean, Einite's bringing out 15 archers on the field. If allowed to mass those up, 15 archers with fletching may actually melt 4 knights that have no blacksmith techs.
Right.
That's the first thing. Second, we see a 3rd town center coming down for Fit for Flight. That could mean a massive eco boom. Again, I want to see 100 to 120 vills if this game goes late. The guy with 3 town centers has a better chance of making that happen.
Knights going forward.
All right.
Husbandry
All right. That's good. Good. Now don't go into the town center. We don't. You're not gonna find damage there. Go get that lumberjack. Those lumber camps.
Now, are you going to find damage there? No. But driving idle time at this point?
Maybe.
For that.
Okay, Husbandry comes in. Oh, and Fit for Flight engages as soon as Husbandry comes in. I really like that.
Awesome.
That was great timing.
Fighting also away from the archers while he's still building more. No, he's not. I take it back. He is. He's just there in his rear stable.
Can we see? Okay, where are his other knights? The other knights are just hanging out in the stable. Yeah. Okay, so there's something else too, by the way. That this is like a key critical moment. Fit for Flight he's in Castle Age. Einite's still in Feudal. The Lithuanians live or die on whether or not they get relics. And what we could see is Fit throw down a monk, steal all of these relics, and then Einite's, kind of maybe stuck. I don't want to say stuck. I mean, he's got archers out right now. He's playing archers, and I think that's an interesting play. if he gets to Castle Age, gets up the Archer techs, you know, he might be able to just win off the back of those guys. Especially if Fit for Flight is going Pikeman, which I think is a great pick, sort of in the generic Civ versus Civ matchup. But you've seen that your opponent has a whole bunch of archers on the field.
Yeah,
archers will deal with those pikes just fine.
Through that, it's going to come down to the numbers.
Again, yeah, it's a numbers game.
He's building knights, lots of knights. So, you know, Knights, he's got 10 archers, he's got another 5 on the way, 15 crossbowmen. That'll do a lot to 5 knights.
Yep.
It won't do a lot to 10 knights, though.
Let's see, we have 6 over there plus 13. So you've got... Fit for Flight has 19 farms on the field. He's picking up, what is that, handcart? Yeah. He's got handcart, which is great. That's awesome. Your opponent does not have handcart yet because he's stuck in the feudal age. So good pickup. I like it. Get your lumberjack techs. Get your farming techs. 19 farms. You definitely need a horse color by now.
Now, and see here, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Knights goes forward to mine this stone. If Fit for Flight sees it and deals with these villagers, that's going to be all she wrote.
Yep. On the other hand, so he's moving in with army.
Yes?
Under that TC. Fit, will you garrison this? Will you garrison this?
See it.
Come on, man. Okay, and he rings the town bell, which does not affect the other TCs. That's good. And here are the knights. 4 knights, Castle Age units versus fuel units, but there are no blacks in the text on those knights, and that means they go down so much easier than you would think they should. Okay, currently, if we take a look at the KD, Fit for Flight has killed 16 units to Knights' 6. We've got to call that a win, I think, for Fit. Knights immediately transitioning over to another stone mine. I think what we're going to see is a castle from Knights that just shuts down this little eco, this fob.
Probably.
Forward operating base is going to go down.
Yeah, I agree with you. 4th TC, though, coming in for Flight.
I adore the concept of the play of getting out a 4th town center. As long as you're actually using that, turning around and booming your eco.
As long as you boom up.
It's amazing.
Boom up to 100 vills, and you'll win on eco alone.
Yep.
You were right about the castle. You are wrong about its location.
Why would you castle there? Okay, I mean, I guess a defensive castle. He's thinking, well, I just want to secure control. I'm worried. Maybe he's worried about knights showing up and shutting down those.
Yeah, which I get. But man, at the same time, honestly, if you push that forward, you can shut down everything that Flight has.
Yeah.
Not a great location. And I gotta say, maybe the hill is throwing him a bit. You know, like. I know for me that there's something I just really like building towers on hills. I just like it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, you take less damage when you're on top of a hill, right? So the instinct there is good. And Knight's getting out his first Castle Age unique unit, or Castle Age unit, which is a unique unit, the Lightus. You'd love to see it. If he starts collecting those relics, here is a monastery coming up for Knights. So yeah, we might see some free damage for our Lithuanian player coming in soon. A siege workshop for Fit for Flight.
For both of them.
Ooh. Could we see mango duels in Noob Cup 3?
That would be great. I would love to see mango duels.
I would love it. Yep. So there are parts of Fit's gameplay I really like. The ego strength is there. He's got 30 more vills right now, which means currently about 3,000 more resources collected. That part's really cool. But then there's things I don't like. He's picking up stone mining. That's his eco tech he wants to get right now? Not horse collar. No, we don't need that, man. Not lumberjack round 2, you know, double bit axe. Nah, we don't need that. We need stone mining. I will say this.
Maybe, I was gonna say. My guess is he's thinking, I need to get up a castle, which he does. He does need to get up a castle.
The Lightus are going to shut this down. If it were just the archers, I think maybe there's a world in which he gets them up.
Oh no, does he delete
Yeah,
it?
he
does delete it. Good. Good for him.
So there's parts about Fit's gameplay I really like, and then parts where it's like, why, you know, the eco techs are weird. Why did you get up the infantry armor before the cav armor when cav's kind of your power unit here?
Right.
A defensive castle from Fit. I don't like that as much. I would have. I liked the original position where you were kind of hitting that gold up there, but oh well. It defends your location here. Go for it.
It gets something.
Yep.
Now, I-Knights could almost go in. Like, if he decided to, he could go in.
Zanger Doyle on YouTube. I'm sorry, I gotta respond to chat here saying, what are the elos of the players? First, welcome to the channel. I think this is at least the first time I'm recognizing your name. Noob Cup 3, this is the exciting thing of the Noob Cup, is it hosts players who basically have no multiplayer experience. That's why this is the Noob Cup, right? So both of these guys are players who have some experience with Age of Empires 2, but minimal experience with the multiplayer side of things. And so they've had maybe about a month of practice, you know, that they've put in for themselves, and we've seen some stronger players and some weaker players, but they have no elo as far as to my knowledge. And if they did have an elo, it would be, I don't know, maybe 600-700 elo, something like that.
Yeah, I'd say 500 to 700.
Yeah, maybe 500 to 700, around there.
Knights, or I'm sorry, not Knights, Monks, as you predicted, coming in for I-Knights.
Good play by I-Knights here. Yeah.
At the same time, you know, White has a lot of pikemen, and you want to know what most of the army composition of the Lithuanians is right now?
The light. Yeah. So, like, I think I-Knights has like positioned himself. He's outplayed himself. He's like moved into a place where he's going to get countered. If he just stayed on archers, he could melt this pike horde. But
maybe,
yeah. It is true that if he gets enough relics and he gets enough mass, maybe he actually can overwhelm this.
And we see Imp coming in right now.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to make a difference. That's going to make a big difference.
Thanks for the info. First time viewer, you popped up in my suggested. That is awesome, dude. Well, welcome to the channel. You know, appreciate having you. If you want to like and follow and subscribe on YouTube and Twitch and all that good stuff, feel free. But for right now, let me just say it's awesome to have you join and following along. This is an interesting situation. I-Knights is going to be the first up to the Imperial Age. There's a moment where he has technological superiority, right? But Fit has the far better economy here. And
by a significant margin, yes.
This feels like one of those situations where I think I-Knights is on a timer. Like, he could make something really cool happen with the Imperial Age, but if he doesn't move fast, Fit gets to imp himself, and I just think the better eco wins this.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, especially considering, you know, the Treb advantage is big. There's no doubt about that, and the Treb war right now would definitely favor I-Knights as far as Trebs go.
Yeah.
But what's going to happen in a Treb war? The pikemen are going to go forward to deal with it, and the Latists are going to go forward to deal with the pikemen. And what's going to happen in that scrum?
Yeah.
So it's one of those interesting things where it's like I don't actually know that it really fight right now would really favor I-Knights. I say right now, as soon as he hits Imp, as much as it would ordinarily.
Yeah.
This
is an interesting... I want to give credit where it's due, by the way. Both players have since picked up a couple eco techs. Fit for Flight, finally picking up that horse collar tech, as well as Bowsaw. I-Knights, he's got heavy plow and double bit axe. So, eco's looking a little stronger for both players. Battering rams are out and moving forward. Is he going to go for the castle? Is that the play here?
I suspect so. Now, I-Knights has 3 relics. 3 of the 4 needed to secure the maximum advantage.
Yeah.
And for a Lithuanian player,
that's a lot of relics. Okay. It's on like Donkey Kong here. 2 battering rams on the castle.
And a bunch of woads.
The woad raiders. And also, we've got 10 knights that could jump on these archers too.
Yeah.
Here's the question, is will he ungarrison these rams in order to have maximum pikes on the field? He needs to don't let the battering rams die. Ungarrison He won't do it. The battering rams fall with only 350 HP left. This is still a fight that Fit wants to take.
If he just attacks the castle.
Yep. He's doing it. He's doing it. Castle goes down.
Yeah.
Fit for flight, more like fit for fight, as Blue destroys this castle, and I think has probably this is his game to lose at this point. Let's put it that way.
Elite Latus comes in seconds after the last Latus dies.
Yep. So
if Fit for Flight moves forward right now with all of his garrison knights and moves straight for the throat, he would win it straight here. If he bogs down and starts just poking out the edges, that's going to be an entirely different game.
Yeah, I agree. Like, he could go for the kill right now, and he could win this, right? But even then, even if he doesn't, if he's a little more patient, you might be giving Iron Knight some breathing room, that's true, but you're also talking about 4 TCs versus 2. You're talking about 83 bills versus 50. I think that resource collected gain just goes higher and higher. We see right now 10,000 more resources for our Kelp player. I kind of like just going for the houses.
I do too. I used to love that play. Let him sweat.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, right now Iron Knight does not have a population problem. This is not really hurting him, but it's pretty funny.
But it might.
Brandito says Blue is too good. Well, look, Blue lost game 1, man. So I think we're gonna have a really exciting game 3 if Iron Knight does not pull some magic out of his hat here,
which he could do.
Which he could. You know? What if I were in his shoes? Maybe I take the Lightus and try to counter raid. You know, find some damage back and on Blue's side of the map.
Although, you know, a lot of Fit for Flight's eco, a lot of it is under pretty protected fire. It's going to be tricky to raid, not without losing more than you gain.
Yeah, I agree.
Coming in to knock down the town center. Yep. Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard to lose.
What I want to ask Fit for Flight, I want to ask him: is there a reason you are not building trebs? Like,
neither player has built trebs so far, despite both players getting in the imp both games.
It's wild to me.
I did not expect that.
Yeah, I think typically the mistake is the other way around, where you hit imp and then you immediately start going for trebs, and you don't have the army to back it up. But here, go ahead.
No, please.
No, I was just saying, here we've got 2 players who are in imp, and I think they are correctly recognizing I need to get military out on the field, and that needs to be my priority. And they're great, but now I'm saying, okay, now it's time to get out your hardest hitting siege units, and instead, you know, we see more siege workshops for both of these players.
Will I see Scorps? I love Scorps. I want to see more Scorps in the Noob Cup. Saw them already, I know, but I want to see them again.
You see
Scorpions? Nope, it's Cap Ram.
I was gonna say, where do you see Scorpions? Maybe you need to see an optometrist, my friend.
I said, well, number 1, have you seen my prescription? It's pretty high. Number 2, I said, will we see?
Oh, will we? Maybe I need to see an audiologist. Yeah, I think my wife would agree with that. Yeah,
I'm sure that's what it's called.
Yeah, the ear doctor, the listening guy.
The listening guy. Hey, now it's 2025.
Okay,
it could be a girl. You can't be nearly so.
Yeah. How short-sighted of me. Anyway.
I hear you. Boy. Anyway,
yeah.
Dads. Give us a break.
That's amazing. Thank you for that.
Back to the fight. Siege Ram for Fit for Flight. You know, the upgrade from battering ram to capped ram is something. It's not massive. The upgrade to siege ram is huge, especially when you garrison them.
Did you know they're getting buffed in the next patch?
I did not.
Yeah, so capped ram gets 1 more melee armor, and then siege ram gets an extra 1 more melee armor. So those upgrades are going to be even more impactful once the next patch comes.
Siege rams, 2 or 3 siege rams supported by Half
Yeah,
is just
this is
really strong. It's really hard to knock down.
And I think Knights is sort of stuck with, like, what do I do here, right? Because he wants to use his super powerful Lightus, right? They got all that extra attack strength. But going Cav into an opponent that already has 38 Halberdier, not to mention the Woad Raiders and the Cavalier, it's just, this is tough. This is tough.
Monk, I liked it. I liked it.
I do
Good
like
try.
monks. I love I love the healing. I love the conversions. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Zanger Doyle over on YouTube says, I have like 500 ranked games, and these guys would probably still kick my butt. They're pretty good. Yeah, these guys are doing really well. They put in some good practice. I've been saying over the course of this tournament, right? Like, you are a champion, a real winner, just for showing up and putting yourself out there. Having the guts to climb the ranked ladder or having the guts to join in the tournament is, that's a pretty cool thing. But we've also seen from a lot of our contestants, they have really taken their training seriously and have been doing some really cool stuff. I agree with you. They're impressive.
Also, minor shout out to whoever it was that said, they've got X number of, I've got 500 games, but they'd still kick my butt.
Yeah.
Props to you for getting on the ladder.
Thank you, right,
sir.
Right.
Sir or ma'am, thank you for getting on that ladder and making your voice heard, because number one, if everybody waited until they were a 1,000 Elo player to get on the ladder, then 1,000 Elo means nothing, know?
Right.
Number two, I appreciate the trying. Participation trophies are not my thing. You got to earn your spot. But trying is hard.
Yeah.
I know I sat around playing bot games for years being like, I'm going to play bot until I'm good enough to fight people. And it's like, no, there's somebody on that ladder that is your level. So play them.
That's the point of the tournament. I mean, the point of the tournament is to, like, celebrate the multiplayer experience, to celebrate what it was, just getting started, and yeah, man. I love this game, and I love the multiplayer of this game. So here we see, this is maybe a game ender right here. We got a lot of siege rams. What I don't like about Fitz' gameplay is he waits for the rams to die, and he's not ejecting out his infantry. Like, as soon as the caps show up, pop out that infantry, man. Fight the damage. By the way, we've been talking about the relics as far as, like, doing damage, adding extra damage to cavalry, but also the gold that those relics are bringing in are probably keeping Knights in this game.
Yeah, if he didn't have those relics, he would be having a hard time. Flight is floating a lot of resources, but, and that's a big deal in a lot of games. Oh, we've got a side attack going. 4 rams coming in from
more
the far
I like
left.
this. Yes. Yes.
Do it. The hook and the jab. Here we go.
Going for the castle. I'd rather use the TC. I don't know if he even knows TC's there. Let me see. Does he? No, he doesn't know. He doesn't know the TC's there, but. Okay. Ungarrison your rams. Let the halberdier protect. That's the idea there. I really like the addition of the bombard cannon. From,
I do too. Bombard cannon is a great ad. Good for him.
Amazing choice.
Bombard cannon would deal with a lot of these pesky rams.
Yeah. Unfortunately for him, because the siege rams are garrisoned, like, they are able to move faster, and I think they're actually dodging shots that otherwise. Look at
they could, yes.
The siege rams just. Come here! Come here! I'm gonna punch you in the face!
Come back! Come back! I want to talk to you!
I just want to talk! I just want to talk to you.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Do you have a moment to talk?
Siege ram goes down, but every fight, I think Knights is just losing more and more here. Yeah, 20 vills, 5 military.
I mean, we've said it so many times, right? Score ain't everything, but score ain't nothing.
Yep.
And
200 when you've got
points in the scoreboard ain't nothing.
Double the score.
Double, triple, there it is.
GG, as we are going into Game 3.
Game 3. Man, I love it when we get a Game 3.
I love a Game 3 too, and it shows, again, these players are, I think, evenly matched. What an incredible back and forth. I have no idea who's going to win this third match. I can't wait to see the map.
But I love it.
I can't wait to see the civs. This is going to be awesome. Oh, dudes, ladies and gentlemen out there, thank you so much for following along and watching. This is awesome. I don't know about you guys. You guys can decide for yourself. I think this is like the coolest thing on the planet. I love this game, and I love watching these two duke it out, come up with strategies. We see kind of a combination, I think, of some things, with some experience. You say, oh, well, this was easy mistakes and that sort of thing. But I just get so jazzed by seeing the cleverness, seeing the strategies, the back and forth tactics and switches, and the right calls that are being made. It's just awesome. I love this game.
Mini-me call out. I also played Stronghold Crusader. I loved Stronghold Crusader. I gotta say, I liked Stronghold 2 better. I'm much more of a medieval guy, although I do have a huge soft spot in my heart for the Crusades. But Stronghold Crusader was a lot of fun. I definitely love the castle sim aspect of the Stronghold series. I always felt like it never quite made it. It never quite got into its full. I don't know how I'd say it. It never capped out. It never got as good as it could be. It always was a little funky, but it was something that nothing else quite met. So I agree with you.
I think we might actually have game 3 going right now. They did not. Yeah. Okay, we got to get into it. So I'm 20 seconds in.
I'm booting in right now.
20 seconds.
Give me just a sec.
Wait, no. Hold on, this is the last match. This is Celts versus Lithuanians. Wait. Nah, they're showing us the old match.
Dude?
Hold on. No. We don't want to repeat.
I mean, I don't exactly want to repeat, but
yeah. Okay, so let's talk a little bit now. We've seen Zanger Doyle saying total and brutal domination by the Celts. I think Ionites can bring it back in game 3. Yeah, Ionites brought the fire in game 1. Just did an amazing job with the Huns. And a nice combination of Tarkins and... Wasn't it Tarkins and Pikes? Right? That he used up against Fit for Flight's Byzantines.
It was Tarkins and Longswords.
Right, Tarkins Longswords just destroyed Fit for Flight's Byzantines, kind of that more trash-focused composition. So he did a really great job with castles and controlling parts of the map in game 1. Really put Fit on the back foot, and ended up. I think the key there is in both of these matches, the player that really threw the first punch was the one that ended up taking the game. Right, game 1, Ionites comes in, builds a castle on Fit for Flight's town center, ends up killing 20 vills, and just kept the momentum going from there. And really expanded his eco well, too. Game 2, Fit for Flight kind of builds a forward town center, claiming some key resources. Throws down well, not really. I guess, actually, Ionites built a castle first, but it was too defensive, right? So the real first punch came from Fit, and he was the one killing vills, destroying stuff, and just had an amazing eco behind that. Just took the game off the back of that. So my prediction for game 3, whoever throws the first punch and gets like a really good connecting jab is the one who's likely going to take the game, and therefore the series. We'll see. So Zanger, you've been telling me, you've got some ranked games under your belt. I always love asking, what are your favorite civs? Like, who, if you've got a go-to civ pick, who do you play? Meanwhile, while we're talking, we're kind of waiting for them to start up their game 3, so this will take just a little bit, guys. Makes sense.
You know?
We low folks have a hard time responding to aggression. Yeah, exactly. I think that's true, right? Like, I think for all of us, when we start playing strategy games, we kind of want to build our base and build the eco and sit back. And when you play against the bots, right? What do? We build castles and we let the enemy AI just go under the castle and get shot down. So it's a totally different ballpark, totally different game when you're playing against other humans, and they're not going to do that, right? So yeah, whoever throws that first punch, probably, typically we have a harder time recovering from that damage. So yeah, I think that's typically the case. I like Malians, Champ Scarls, and Gebetto are so fun, but I also like Random if the other guy agrees to it. Random is cool. Yeah, I enjoy exploring everything that the game has to offer, all the different civs, all the different bonuses. Malians is a really cool pick. Hiram, do you have a lot of experience with the Malians? Is that a civ that you play a lot?
Do I have a lot of experience? No, but they are kind of one of my favorites. Yeah. Well, I won't call them one of my favorites, but they're one of the ones that I like in my particular style.
Yeah.
The thing that I like is the ability to start with a really hard-hitting unit and then pivot immediately to a different, almost opposite hard-hitting unit. So, example, and when I play Inca, you open archers, you go a hard all-in archer play, and then you can pivot. So your opponent then theoretically builds anti-archer to deal with your swarm. And then you can pivot into something else, whether that's eagles or Kamiyuk or some other heavy-hitting unit, and that's fun. Malians, their build is kind of an infantry civ. They do that pivot really well. I like it. So they fit my style. I don't play them a lot, but that's kind of my thing. Dumb.
All right, come on, guys. Where you at? Game 3. We're expecting that any minute now as they're going to be ready on Game 3. Malians are one of those fun civs that's like a jack of all trades. I feel like they're very flexible. Yeah. And you're right. If you're able to go late game and you get like the Champ Scarls, right? Like all that extra pierce armor on your infantry and then Gebetto behind that is an awesome composition. Come on, guys. Where are you at here? I can imagine after the back-to-back, games that we've had, they're probably taking a second just to get some water and psych up for the last match. Because this is now, we were saying at the beginning of Game 2, like, we were saying Fit kind of needs to clear his mind, just forget Game 1, and then just do his best going into Game 2.
Now it's even Stevens.
It's even Steven, and now Fit's got to be feeling on top of the world. He won the last game. Now it's Ionites that has to say, "Hey, I need to sort of let the last game go. Just forget that loss. I won Game 1. Hold on to that, and then just come into Game 3, putting your best foot forward."
And let's be honest, everyone loves a reverse sweep, even when it's a best of 3.
Yeah, it's true. We do love a best of 3. I mean, I'm not rooting for any particular player. I think whoever wins this, it's going to be like an amazing game and a worthy series.
All I'm saying is like when you get to by the time you get to Game 3 in a best of 3 series, anybody winning means something. Nobody's been curb stomped into the earth.
Yeah, that's what I love to see too. Yeah. I'm going to just jump into a Discord call with the guys here really quickly just to see where they're at.
Sure. I'm going to step out really quickly, same myself. I'll be right back.
Last one's to get our matches in because we were supposed to do it last weekend.
Hey, guys.
Probably 2 weekends ago, to be honest.
You are live on Twitch and YouTube. Just checking in just to see if you're about to start up Game 3.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, we are. I'm picking my Civ right now. So
that's so cool. All right, good luck, guys. This has been an awesome series. Good luck on Game 3.
All right. Thanks.
I can't wait, guys. I can't wait. Brandito says Malians are really good in AoE 4. Nice. Malians are one of the civs that came later. And again, I'm a little out of touch with the AoE 4 side of things. I actually don't know, like, what is their special thing? What's what's the AoE4 Malian's deal? Now, if this were like a pro stream setup, if I were, if I were making money off of streaming, I'd have like this really neat, like, be right back graphic, and cool spinning scenes and graphics and things, and there'd be a whole fill in the void moment. But right now, this is just Sour Patch time. Just me and you guys hanging out for a minute while we wait for them to hit the start button. Might not be able to play through Game 3. When are the semis and the finals set to take place? So, one of the cool things about this tournament, at least it's cool for me, is all of the contestants are kind of like friends of friends and family of friends and that sort of thing. So, we are a little bit of an open hand. There's sort of like we got to schedule up those final games, but the tournament is going to wrap up by, I think it's August 2nd at the latest. So if you happen to join the Iron Kaiser Gaming Discord, I'll be announcing when those semis and finals take place. Otherwise, I'd encourage you again, like, I'm not just trying to advertise myself, but truly, like, if you subscribe and follow and all that stuff, you'll kind of be given that advanced notice of when the games are coming, and that's always fun. So yeah, but right now, like, I try, because these are regular people, right? So I'm not showing up to their door and saying you must play Friday at 4 p.m. For the internet. Instead, it's more like, hey guys, here's a window. When can y'all play? And we sort of figure it out from there. Brandito says, let's see, to me there, special thing is the gun units and cannons. Okay, gunpowder. That's a little different from AoE 2. I don't think gunpowder's a big Malian thing. Here we go. We got Game 3, Ghost Lake. Hiram, I hear you're back. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. Unexpected error encountered in application. What? No, there we go. Okay.
Kaiser, when it's you, I always expect an error.
Oof. Oof. Well.
I'm just
Well, when it's you, no you. All right, I'm gonna reboot Capture H because I think it's giving me a little bit of issue.
Yeah, you do that. I'm staged at 14 seconds,
so
waiting
funny.
on you.
All right, you said 14 seconds. Okay. We're at Capture Age. Okay, so again, because Capture Age likes to start at triple speed, I'm at 1:20.
Dude,
I know it's not my fault. It's not my fault. I'm not to blame. It's Capture Age messing up this game. 1:20.
Right, I'm staged.
Zega, thank you for subscribe. I appreciate that, dude. I hope you enjoy the channel. All right, 1:20, 3, 2, 1. Game number 3, our final of the last quarterfinal of Noob Cup 3. Einice versus Fit for Flight. We see Fit taking a page out of Einice's book in the blue, playing as the Huns, versus Einice playing one of Hiram's favorite civs, the Aztecs.
Oh, yeah. I'm here for it.
Yeah, so let's break down this civ matchup really fast, okay? With the Aztecs, we've got... Oh, what in the world? Am I getting called right now? Who's calling me? Nobody calls the Iron Kaiser on his phone. Let's just make sure there's not an emergency. Nope. All is good. Okay, we're fine. Good. Just had to make sure, Now let's talk about the civ breakdown. We got the Aztecs. They start the game with 50 extra gold. Could be nice if we see some sort of infantry play from I-Knights. We saw that in game 1, so he might try something clever there. This villager carry capacity is really nice. The Aztecs have a strong economy thanks to the extra carry capacity. And military units, all of them, they train 15% faster. So nice. So these seem like a good jack of all. This is a good jack of all trades, Sid. Would you agree, Hiram? I mean, you've got a slightly stronger eco, a slightly faster producing military. It's not even getting into the monks, which I think this is a cool bonus, but maybe hard for noobs to use.
I don't think it's a good jack of all trades, Civs, because they have very significant weaknesses that, if you know to exploit them, are easy to exploit. They are not a jack of all trades, Civs. However, they are a very strong civ in their strength. So here's what I mean. They have good archers. They have decent archers.
Okay.
They can go up to crossbow at least. I can't quite remember if they go up to arb or not. They go up to crossbow. They're missing thumb ring.
Yeah. So if we pull that up, right, we can see right here.
Yeah.
They do get arbalest, but you're right. They don't get thumb ring, and that means you're really not getting. And I think you're also missing. Yeah, you're also missing your final archer armor upgrade too.
Yeah, you're missing your archer armor for sure. So like, you can never go really good archers. You can never go really good navy. Your monks are top tier, excellent tier.
Yeah.
But you really live or die by your infantry.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that as a possibility, especially the way these last two games have been playing out.
The other thing about it is,
your
siege is also really good.
Yeah,
understated, but Aztec siege is really good. Missing bombard cannon, but you got basically everything else.
Now, I will propose maybe a counterpoint in just a second here. I want to talk about Fit for Flight because Zanger's saying in chat, and I agree with him. He's saying Aztecs are hard against Cav Archer. I give this one to the Huns, he's saying. And of course, you're right. We saw in game 1, the Huns have some really strong options. Yeah, the Tarkin is cool. But also, don't sleep on these cheaper Cav Archers. That is a really awesome bonus. And if you mass up a lot of Cav Archers, that's a wild, wild experience. That's really cool. So that could be really good, especially if the Aztec player goes infantry. Cav Archer would be a great choice here. On the flip side, you may be about to mention Addle, the unique tech, giving skirmishers extra attack and range.
No, go ahead though.
But I was just gonna say, I think that maybe if we see all Cav Archer play from Fit, and then some really strong skirmishers come out from our Aztec player, maybe that could swing the game in his favor.
Yeah, I don't think Aztecs are on the back foot. But all I'm saying is an Aztec player in this particular, especially in this matchup, but in general, an Aztecs player is not a jack of all trades. An Aztec player has to play to their strengths because they have very strong strengths and very weak weaknesses. For instance, you get great infantry, Garland Wars, +4 attack. That's wonderful.
Yep.
Guess what you don't get? You don't get help.
Yeah.
So when it goes to a trash war, if it's a trash war, a straight up trash war, use a trash war, even though you've got better skirms. You've got to make the most out of your gold.
Yeah.
You've got to make the most out of where you choose to lean.
And of course, they do get more gold from their relics, so that
exactly.
That's nice.
So you've got to lean into your strengths, and if you do that, the Aztecs are amazing. The Aztecs are my OG main. The first civ I ever decided I'm gonna main these guys. That was the Aztecs.
General Brandito, I'm sorry. Don't want to interrupt you. But General Brandito says on YouTube, I think he's giving some general advice. He says, play a civ you're familiar with. The other day I was playing with another person. They were struggling. You should practice with AI. And I wanted to highlight that comment because I think it ties into what I'm about to say in this matchup. I am inclined to agree with Zanger. And I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Zanger Doyle? But I agree with Doyle here that I think that Huns probably have this, and my thinking is the game plan is so much more straightforward. You don't have to worry about the houses, and then whatever he's thinking, whether it's going cavalry with the faster working stables, or maybe he wants to use cheaper Cav Archers, whatever his pick is, it's a very straightforward strategy. And I feel like if you're going to play the Aztecs, the strat, the game plan, it feels like you have to do a lot more work to massage the battlefield to your strengths. I might be wrong about that, but I feel like that...
No, I'd agree. I wouldn't say that you have to massage it to your strengths, more so that you have to pick what you're going to do and then lean into it. So, for instance, the Byzantines. If your enemy goes hardcore cav or hardcore archer, either one,
right,
and you move into your counter unit, you counter that, and then they pivot. You know, we're going archers, now they're going cav. Now, you've still got options, right? You can go do something else. You might have to rebalance your eco a little bit, but it is really easy to pivot into something else. The Aztecs cannot pivot quickly. So it's not, you don't have to massage the battlefield, but you do have to reduce your build correctly because you cannot change quickly.
Yeah.
So a lot of the Aztec play, in my opinion, comes simply down to scouting, to identifying what your enemy's doing and deciding, okay, I'm going to lean into this. And then in that window, before they pivot, before they will.
Now, I'm at the 13-minute mark here. I want to snapshot this moment really quickly. Both players have 23 vills, which is good. We're seeing right now a little more idle TC time for I-Knights, and that's why his H2 is coming in a little slower. But now Fit is the one letting his TC idle. So we see the Market Blacksmith play again. Fit for Flight loves his fast castle. This actually might be some of the smoothest opening builds we've seen. Like this fast castle game, this is strong. I'm really curious to see, how do I want to put it, like, I want to see him throw punches with that Castle Age tech up. We're going to see what he does here in game 2, or game 3. But, like, in the last game, he was the first one up to Castle Age, and that ended up giving him the win, I think. But he just took a while to actually do anything with Castle Age. And I'm really curious to see how this will play out. Going
Agreed.
for stone. It got nobody on gold right now. So see, this is my problem with this. He's got nobody on gold. So when he gets up to the Castle Age, and he will get there long before I-Knights does. So there's a moment of vulnerability and weakness for I-Knights. I-Knights is producing more villagers. He will probably, and he has taken, the resource collection lead. Because he's got more villagers on the field. But there's this moment where you're in the Castle Age, your opponent isn't, and you could throw a devastating punch. And instead, we're mining stone, we've got wood up. He'll probably get more TCs, and that's a good long-term proposition. But man, you could do some damage just punching out some knights and finding some kills early. Anger with a Z. Okay, you got it. Zanger. Good. That's what I thought. I used to, I taught Latin. So whenever I see the AE, I tend to think Xi, or I sound, like Zanger. But, because that's how they do it in classical Latin, it's an I sound. But, I'm glad I called that. I'm always a little proud when I nail pronunciation of my things. Alright, Fit for Flight. Hits the Castle Age. He's got the resources to immediately throw down a second town center, and actually even a third. You can throw down a third TC right now if you want. Great.
Which he's doing.
Which he is doing. And that third TC is also kind of a forward castle, sort of. You're claiming a little bit of the stone.
Gutsy.
It's gutsy. But I don't think this is quite as oppressive as his 4 TC in the last game was. And what I think we could see here, there's a world in which, you know, I-Knight's Castle Age, and he's the first one to actually get out military. And again, whoever throws the first punch, we've seen in the last 2 games, that's the player that's won. Ecotech's coming in for I-Knights.
It's not about who throws the first punch. It's about who lands.
Yeah, but that's right. Who connects that first punch? Yes, I agree with you. You know, if you...
It's the same in boxing. It's the same in a lot of things. The first person to ring the other guy's bell.
All right.
Often the one who wins. Not always, but often.
Right.
Now, looky here. We have I-Knights going to build houses. He's moving to build houses in, not quite in range, but he's going to walk into range of this.
He's going to see this. And I think that, this moment right here, call it pure luck if you want, but No, he can't see
miss
it.
it.
He can't see it. He misses it by the pixel. The Vills.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. This villager's
Can't
line of
see it?
sight does not catch the town center. And that means that this expansion by Fit for Flight remains undetected. We're sneaky, sneaky Huns. Oh man, wow.
Wow.
So
All that luck.
yeah, that is so lucky for Fit, and I this could make a difference. Even as I say that, though, farms are coming out, and I bet you on the way back. On the way back, this Ville will
I
see the
bet you
farms.
it does.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, it's a different scope now. Okay? Fit for Flight, he has stone.
Mhm.
Ionites has none.
Mhm. Yeah.
What did he do with it? Did he sell it to move up, I guess? Must have. He hasn't built
Possibly.
any.
He has a market. And he's using the market. So I would assume, yes, that he bought.
Yeah,
he
he
sold
must
them
have
all.
done it to move up.
Which I kind of like that. If he's got a game
Yeah.
plan, and we see him massing up Eagles, that's
Yep.
cool.
Now, Eagles, if you're going to go Aztecs into Huns, I would like to see a little scouting before you do that, because if Fit for Flight goes into heavy cav or to long swords, that's going to be different. But Eagles for the Huns is a really good play. I'm sorry, for the Aztecs is a really good play into the Huns. Why? Because how do you deal with Eagles? Well, you can deal with them with infantry, but guess what? The Aztecs are really good at dealing with. You can deal with them with cavalry,
Right.
but guess what? The Aztecs have an answer for that too. So Eagles, if you're going to pick one power unit and lean into it hardcore, without knowing what your enemy is going to do, Eagles is probably the best bet.
One thing I want to highlight, I was going to say this earlier, and we were talking about other things, so I didn't get to. One thing that I don't like about Fit's opening is he got out the 3 town centers, which is great. But then he only had like 8 vills on food, and so the point is, for a long time, these 3 town centers had to run idle because there was just no food to actually power them and help them, produce villagers. So he's finally getting up the food eco, and we're seeing that he's taken the vill lead. I'm curious, to see. If it's like the last 2 games, he's going to get up to 86 villagers and then just stop at 86. I think both of the previous games he was like right around 86 vills. We'll see if that's what happens here.
Yeah, Fit for Flight has the vill lead, but not the resource collectively.
Right, exactly. Ionites his vills. He's got wheelbarrow. He's got double bit axe. Both of those techs I think are doing a lot for him. Horse collar in for Fit, which is good. But I think double bit axe is the more important one. In order, you want to get your lumberjack techs first, then the farm techs, and then maybe the gold tech and the stone tech last. And then again, when you hit about like 15 farms, pick up wheelbarrow. That's what I would say. When it comes to Eagle Warriors, most of the time, I'm a proponent of produce the units first and then get the technology. But an exception to that rule of thumb are Eagle Scouts and Eagle Warriors.
Yeah.
And the reason why is the Eagle Warrior trains so much faster than Eagle Scouts do. So picking up that tech first, and maybe you can get some scouts out on the transition up, but that's a tech you want to prioritize.
Right. He's got 8 on the field. That's it.
Yep.
Well, 9. Count one.
Yep.
Scouting scout.
And
Got 8 on the field right now. And these 8, they're not enough to bring down a town center.
No, they're
but
not.
they are enough to make it of no import, especially when they're being defended by nothing other than pikemen.
And
We've
we
got
see,
men at
oh,
arms.
this is so huge. Guys, like, this is the game changer right here. Ionites is picking up his tier 2 infantry armor upgrade. Which means that these warriors, the Eagle Warriors, they can move under the town center, take that town center fire, and keep on going. They can shrug off those arrows so much more easily. So I think he's got every piece in place to devastate Fit for Flight. He's picking up the attack upgrade. He's picking up squires. The dude has zeroed in on an attack plan, and I love it. The one question I have is, will he actually throw that punch? Or is he just going to sit around and wait and give Fit for Flight breathing room? It looks like he's actually going on the attack on this southern expansion for the Hun player. Here we go.
If he manages to land it.
Here we go. This is gonna be big, I think. No, don't. Oh, okay. He needs to attack the Vills first. Kill Vills. That's a little bit of a misplay. Okay, he doesn't even get a kill there. Oh man. Oh, that was so close. Now what he needs to do? Pull back and just destroy these buildings up here, I think.
Yep.
Kill the pikemen.
Definitely. I don't think it's going to happen, though. The pikemen are not going to trade in a straight-up fight, but where the Eagles are distracted against the TC, they're going to be able to find damage.
He might.
And now we've got long swordsmen coming in.
Now I think Hiram, Eagles beat pikes, right? Like that's a pike.
Eagles straight up beat pikes.
Yeah.
But not by a huge margin.
Yeah. So the problem here is the Eagles just sitting back. Attacking the town center, not fighting back against the pikes. The pikes end up clearing that. That was such a good plan. If he had just moved in, even if he had, because I think he right-clicked the tower and then just let him go. If he had just right-clicked beside the tower and then just let the scouts sort of auto figure out who to attack, they kill a whole bunch of Vills there, and that actually is probably a different battle. Because the
Fit for Flight now moving on his own offensive, he's going to see this castle coming up.
I like this. I like this.
Whether he is able to shut it down, he doesn't move.
Just passive. Hey man,
he doesn't see it.
Cool. You build your castle.
Now I gotta be honest with you. I don't necessarily disagree with that play, and here's why. That castle protects nothing. Let it go up. You can knock down that TC without shutting down this castle.
I would agree with you in the sense that I think the priority here is kill Vills. It's not about stopping the castle from going up. Just kill as many Vills as you can. I think that I would still attack those castle building Vills. I think that'd be a better. Oh no! No, he rings the town bell with I don't know, 2 seconds left on that castle. Build the castle first.
The castle's going to go up.
Yeah, it's gonna go up.
Come
on, dude. There it is. There it is. All right, there's the castle.
Woo!
Yeah. Okay.
There you go. But a castle of his own. Fit for Flight has a castle of his own now.
Now, let's freeze frame this. We're watching a lot of
actually freeze frame.
Zenger brings in a really good point. He's saying Jags versus Hun infantry though. So if Fit keeps going, if he's going long swordsman and we've got Jags on the field and Inites is going Jaguar Warrior, that is the correct call. The man knows his civilization. This is exciting.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying as far as the Eagle play goes. Go Eagles, and then how do you beat Eagles?
Yeah.
You beat them with one of two things. But whatever one of those two things you go, the Aztecs have a pivot to deal with. Now, the exception to that is going to be sheer numbers, because 10 Jags do not deal with 30 longswords.
Yep. I want to sort of spotlight something. Whenever I cast an Age of Empires game, I don't care if it's AoE 2, AoE 3, Age of Mythology, a little bit of AoE 4, whatever. I know we like to watch the action. We like to watch, units killing things and everything. But these games are so often won or lost on the back of the economy, right? And we've seen Fit for Flight open up with 3 town centers really early on. Ionites has been staying on 1 for a while. He just got up a second TC. So you would think, the economy for Fit must be huge. But actually, he's
really not.
Yeah, it was only got 10 fewer Vills. That's 11 fewer villagers for Ionites.
And his resource collected.
He's actually got more resources. Yeah, he's actually got more resources. And that's because, again, these eco-techs, Ionites has had better eco-techs for a while now. As well as the fact that Fit, even though he's got 3 town centers, if we look at the idle TC time, Ionites is doing a great job keeping both of his TCs running. We got 5 minutes of idle TC. Fit for Flight here has picked up 35 minutes of idle TC time. So he's just so focused in on, I think, maybe the military side of things and producing more barracks, which is great. Great job there. But there's a world in which Fit has, 80, 90 Vills right now, and the economy is just exploding. But he's focused in on this attack.
The eco difference is almost nil.
Yep.
And to his credit, focusing in on the attack has a benefit all its own, right? There's a certain element. It's not quite the same thing, but Clausewitz called it the moral element. There's a certain kind of feel to the battlefield that isn't reflected.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, Fit for Flight's kind of reflecting that, right? Like, the numbers tell a certain story.
Yeah.
But when you look at the map, that story is something else. You know?
This is a game that is when you're playing multiplayer, especially in a tournament match, against a buddy. This is as much a game of psychology as it is, pure numbers. And there's a bluffing element, and there's a morale element, and with Fit here, sort of being on iKnight's side of the map. Pull back these eagles. We want to get the Jags in the fight. Pull the eagles back. Okay, we are going to see now these longswords. They've only got the tier 1 armor and attack. This is tier 2
these
armor.
Longswords are going to die. I predict it right now. They're going to die.
I think between
Yeah, but zoom in on this for a minute, right? Like, you were talking about the idle TC time, and that's bad. Look at the idle eco time.
Right. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. You're right. So, good point.
So, like, it's easy to look at a certain set of numbers and be like, resource collected, number of vills. Yes, but also no. You have to learn to take in the totality of the circumstances.
Yeah.
So, as it stands, just by him being over there and the fight being so close to iKnight's border, there's a certain amount of idle eco that's generated just because iKnight's has to be more careful.
Yep.
He can't send his bills out to just go out and build houses and people die. Or they might die. He doesn't really know. He can't just go out and build another town center.
Now, that was a really good fight for iKnights. He wiped the floor with those long swords, and then great battle. Great fight. And maybe 1 or 2 more of those, and iKnights takes the KD lead. Who knows? Especially because, Fit for Flight is staying on infantry right now. So that's cool. But I'd say Fit for Flight here is we saw iKnights throw the first punch, but it's Fit for Flight, I think, that connected the first punch, finding 11 villager kills. And now he's taken, I was going to say he's taken the eco lead, but actually it is pretty close. And both players are on the way up to the Imperial Age. Hiram, are we going to see a trebuchet this series? Are trebs just something that exists in this world?
I don't actually know. Quite honestly, I don't know.
Trebs. They do an army bad.
I see Fit for Flight going triple archery ranges back at home. This is what I would actually hope to see for the Huns. Either cav archers or archers. Either one is a good pick right now.
I agree with you. I'd like to see him mix up his composition. I kind of wonder, like, if he's just going to play infantry, why not play, I don't know, Teutons? Why not play Goths? Maybe there's something of that psychological, bluffing element where I'm like, oh, I'm playing Huns, longswords. They even,
I mean, the Aztecs are a great counter civilization to infantry, but how many Jags does he have on the field? He has 5.
Yeah.
Like, how far is that going to go? Well, a lot of that depends on positioning. If the Eagles connect first and the Jags kind of flank from the rear, the Jags are going to get a lot of damage. If the Jags are in the front and the infantry happen to kill them first and then move on to the Eagles, entirely different ball of wax, Yep.
Tier 2 infantry armors come in.
Just from a tier 2 metagame here, or from a metagame here, in a sense, Jaguars are a really, really great play for iKnights because Jags get they get stat bonuses based off of the units they kill, which means
no.
send them in.
What are these gold miners doing? I'm sorry, but just in the north, we've got 7 gold miners just hanging out. Just chilling. Literally, they're in the snow. Making golden snow angels. I don't know. Okay, we get more Jaguar Warriors. Good call. I also love the addition of Scorpions. They're on the wrong side of the battlefield. We've got to get them over here, but I like the choice.
Thumbring and Iron Cat.
Thumbring and Iron Cat. Okay, Thumbring? Are we actually going to see Cav Archers? Is that the...
Well, he's gone crossbow. Built 3.
He's going crossbows. Okay, I
think he is.
Dude, you got cheaper Cav Archers, man.
Good.
You got cheaper Cav Archers, and you didn't build any archers until the Imperial Age. Why are you going regular archer? Oh well, it's fine.
Okay, but hear me out here. Number one, A, it's a noob code. Number two, B, he's already got an infantry front.
Yeah.
And at the tail end of that, like a few archers, it doesn't take a lot of archers to deal with a smallish amount of jags. And it doesn't take a lot of infantry to deal with a bunch of eagles.
You're right. I mean, let me I'll clarify for the audience. I'm not making fun of anything here, right? I mean, these guys are doing awesome.
No, hear me out here, though, for a second. But, like, cav armor? What are cav there for?
You're saying why go knights when you already have an infantry front?
Yeah, if you're gonna front infantry, leave cav.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah. No, I'm just saying, why would you go, crossbow arbalest, instead of going cav archers? Because you got cheaper cav archers and your stable techs, which you've picked up here, the bloodlines and husbandry, just synergize already with cav archers. So,
I agree with you.
I'm just giving some advice. I'm hoping Fit and Knights both go back and watch this game, and I'm giving good advice for both of them.
As far as advice goes, I agree with you. That's great advice. As far as like Noob Cup goes, both of these players punching kind of above their weight.
I agree.
As far as this
they're both
goes,
doing amazing. Yep.
So like, I love it.
Gotta highlight that Fit for Flight here has taken a resource collection lead. He's got 10 more vills and about just around 4,000 more resources collected.
He's also getting chemistry, good for him. Gunpowder is a huge upswing to
at least skirm too. Okay, I think at this point he's grabbing techs he thinks he might need in the future. I don't think we're gonna see skirms. I say that and he queues up 20 skirms.
It's the little of everything play.
Yeah. And I think in a world where we've got 22 elite eagle warriors, those eagles should smash skirms and crossbows. That's another reason, by the way, to go cav archers, just because they can run away faster.
But here's the thing, right? 22 elite eagles, it all depends on where the different blows land. If those eagles run into the two-handed swordsman while the jags run into the archers, it goes one way. If you swap that, if the eagles run into the archers while the jags run into the two hands, well, it goes an entirely different way.
Yep.
It's not a unit comp fight.
Oh, here we go. Infantry versus...
Mostly eagles at this point.
I like the monk. That's a cool idea. Alright.
One conversion, there we go.
Let's see here. The Jaguar Warriors, I think, will swing. They got the elite upgrade in. So elite Jags versus the two-handed swordsman. Eagles are going to hurt here. They take a lot of bonus damage from infantry, but from swordsmen. But the Jaguar Warriors will clean up. And they've been recently buffed where every Aztec Warrior gains extra attack with a kill. Up to +4, I think.
Yep.
So these Jags are going to be strong.
They're going to be beastly strong. It's going to be a question of whether he can keep them alive, Yep. You leave your army alone for a sec and they start running into the...
Yeah, don't lose all these Jags to the castle.
And as I say it,
he's pulling back. Good move.
Two,
Good move.
three,
good move.
Maybe 3. Like, okay, it's a good trade. It's a great trade.
So now we see 35 Jaguar Warriors, which is amazing. Like, the infantry play from Fit for Flight here should be done. Like that, they're going to destroy anything infantry. If he keeps going infantry, that's a mistake.
True. Having said that, Fit for Flight is pivoting into Paladin.
Yeah,
and he
Paladin
should be,
Archers. Yeah.
Paladin Archers, that's a great play. It's also, obviously he doesn't have all of this intel. He can't see what we can see, but the timing is perfect. If he just stops infantry right now and leans hardcore into the cav play, he could do. Stop the eco for it. Lean hardcore into the cav play, it goes a certain way. On the other hand, if you keep queuing up archer plays, infantry plays, different thing altogether. Marauders. What does Marauders do? I don't remember.
Marauders, let me pull that up really quickly here. Marauders, Tarkins can be trained at stables.
Okay.
There is something. Okay, wait. Where are these gold miners? Where's the gold? Oh, good. Ionites has found the last of his gold. So I was about to say we've got a little bit of a dangerous situation here as Like, Inites has run out of gold. And
Right.
Fit, if I'm not mistaken, let me go find his... Fit has
got
all
5
5
relics.
relics.
All 5 relics, yeah.
And that right there might just win the game. We're gonna see, but if I were Inites, at this moment, I would be on my market. I would be selling food, because when it comes to food and wood, you're gonna have a good steady stream of food and wood, but you need gold badly.
Well, and it's not just food and wood, right? Look at the stone for a minute. Now, Inites has access to stone. There's no doubt about that. But look, if he wanted to repair a castle, if he wanted to repair a TC, could not right now. So the eco is going to become problematic for him soon.
Why? We've got 11 more two-handed swordsmen. Why?
Why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Question. You know, why not?
Human fighter male.
So look at the resources collected for a minute. We've been talking about Fit for Flight and how lower vills, but you know, the resource collected actually has been favoring Inites for most of this match.
Hey Zanger, it's been a pleasure having you in stream, man. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope we get to see you in the semis. So back into the game here.
10K resource collected difference.
Oh,
like,
that's
this is
huge.
gonna start hurting.
And
this is gonna start.
I wonder how much of
really
that is just the
hurting.
relics. Actually.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's gonna start hurting really, really soon as the gold gets harder to get, as the stone gets harder to get. That's gonna become difficult.
What I would love to see with this huge, massive Jaguar warriors, he's not gonna fight this. He's pulling back.
That's good.
I want to see the last attack upgrade. I want to see Garland Wars come in. That's like +4 attack on your infantry. That would be huge. Yeah,
that would be huge.
And I think unique techs are one of those things that, like, it's easy to overlook the unique techs. I think for noobs, you know, you just forget to go into the castle and think about, you know, those opportunities that really explore things.
It's hard, you know.
But even as I say that, I mean, Fit, he did remember to pick up Marauders, and that might make a huge difference here.
Maybe. I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference, quite honestly. Like, he's been training Tarkans out of his stables. That's great and all, but like, why train Tarkans instead of Paladins? Like, more Paladins, more gooder.
Yeah. Right.
I don't think it's going to matter because, like, you know, he's got the eco. He could just train the Paladins now. He's got the eco lead.
This is going to hurt. This is going to... Wait. Yeah.
To just ride in right now.
He needs to... Those Scorpions are out of position. They're going to get smashed before they can really do any damage. Are we... Okay.
Oh, yep. They're going to get smashed.
We got to fight. Fight, guys. Fight. Alright, here we go. This is the battle. Now, here's the problem. Even if Inites wins this, he's going to be weakened. Right?
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, score doesn't mean everything, but score doesn't mean nothing. 74 versus you know, 110. That's...
I think the Jags are falling faster than the Paladins are.
They are, because Jags are great against infantry. They have attack bonus against infantry. They're great against infantry. They're not great against archers, and they're not great against any town.
Yeah.
If you're gonna run Jags, you need to run Jags and Howl, or I'm sorry, Pipes. The Aztecs don't get Howl.
And you might say, well, like, how was I supposed to know that, right? And that's what scouting is for, right? You know, if you just go forward with your scouts and you could actually, you know, like, get out a single Eagle Warrior and run around and see those knights staging or whatever.
Props to Inites using the market. Like, the player who uses the market first gets a huge advantage.
Also replenishing his army. That's big.
Yep.
Yeah.
Props to him, though.
Also, like, super props, making the switch over to Spearman, recognizing that's the unit he needs here.
Yep.
Good move.
Although, what he needs to go is Spearman Eagle. He needs to see, right now he needs to see Jack production and go into Spearing. But it's going to be hard because Pikes, even with Garland Wars, Pikes have a hard time dealing with Paladins. Paladins are just, they're really strong.
The resource collection differential has just grown even further.
Yeah. Jags can take a fight against fully upgraded infantry. If It's a lot harder to take a fight against fully upgraded Cav. They're not fully upgraded. They're not that far off from it either.
I mean,
Bloodlines are in. Husbandry is in. Second tier attack and armor upgrades are in. Jags are going to have a hard time.
Yeah. It's one of those things where the Paladins, I mean, yeah, they're missing the final, the tier 3 armor and attack, but they're still Paladins.
They're Paladins, you know?
And yeah, you're right. Paladins are just going to smash most things in the game.
Yeah, I mean he's queued up a lot of pipe, pipe, which is the right call. You need the pipe.
Of course.
But unfortunately, it's gonna be hard to get them where they're needed.
Yeah, and then they got to deal with the massive skirms, where skirmishers will do bonus damage
so
to the.
It's gonna be hard. Now, can they pull it back? Sure, they can. They might even. Look at this. We've got Jags putting in their work against the two hands.
Credit where it's due. The KD is almost even.
He's pushing him back from that castle. He's going to move forward.
That was
Maybe
epic.
He's going to... Okay. He doesn't have the stone. Does he have a market? He does have a market. He can buy the stone. He buys the stone. He's going to repair this castle. Good. Look at it go.
That's
Man,
awesome.
I love this game.
That's good play. Good play. Really, really good move.
More Jags coming out. He's kiting the Paladins under the castle where they can be fought. Fighting them under the castle. The castle's going to do its own form of work. There's no siege units knock down this castle. This castle's still at half health. Oh, dude. Dude, I love this game so freaking much.
Yeah. Yep. This is really cool. Great defense by Knights. Great holding on.
Buys another 100 stone. Repairs the castle up. It's up at... You know, it's not quite half, but you know, it's not that far off from it now.
And just an amazing job continuing to produce units. Like he's not resting on his laurels, but is continuing to produce what he needs to there. That's really good.
Armor and attack coming in for the Cav for Fit for Flight. This is the right call.
Yep.
By golly, if it's not working, do it harder.
Sometimes that is the right call.
Knights is out of gold. Out of gold.
He's completely out. And this is my concern. I mean, as a Mesosiv, you don't get Scout Cav, right? You are completely out of gold, and kind of like we were saying earlier, you know, the Aztecs, they have that team bonus where relics generate more gold. And I think they have that team bonus because if they get to this stage of the game where they don't have gold, they just, I think they just have a much harder time in a trash war. Then...
Yeah, Mesosiv, well, yes and no. So Mesosivs, they get bonuses to their trash.
Mm-hmm.
They get their second
you're right.
Civ buffs like their trash. So Mesosivs have better trash than a lot of other civs. So there's that. Having said that, Fit for Flight's on 1,700 gold.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It's kind of a combination of
a trash war.
One, you're right. Like if the Aztec player has research Atlatl, you got better skirmishers than normal. If you've got Garland Wars, your spearmen are better than normal. So you're right. They would have really good trash if those techs were in, and they're not. Neither tech is in.
Yeah.
And then, well, actually, wait a minute. Do they cost food and gold? Food and gold. Yeah. So you would need gold to collect those, and now he's just totally out.
Exactly.
And then you're right. Like that's if it were trash versus trash. But our Hun player is sitting on 5 relics. He's got 2,000 gold in the bank. I feel like this is a war of attrition.
The longer this goes on, you know, Knights could keep mining, but I'm looking. There's not a lot of gold left on the map. I'm looking. He's got 4 rams. Those rams, 3 of them are garrisoned. Several Jags in them. Man, if those get going and Fit for Flight doesn't see it, he could be gutted before he has any chance to respond. That's true. But if that doesn't happen, if Knights doesn't do that, there's not much he can do. Villagers 60 to 93. That's a 1/3, or I'm sorry, that's a half advantage, a 50% bonus. It's Knights. He's got to move. He's got to make a decisive play now, or it's over.
I will give him this. I'll say this much. All right. If we look at the army comp right now, Fit for Flight, it's almost all Paladin and Tarkin. So that's 13 Paladin, 30 Tarkin, up against, it's going to be 48 Pikemen. And then you've got 35, 37 Jaguar Warriors on top of that, which should melt the swordsman.
Yeah, depending on how you control it, but yeah.
If Fit plays this poorly, positions poorly, this actually could be a really big swing.
Here's where I-Knights has an advantage, right?
Yep.
He could dive the back eco.
I'm so sorry. Look to the north. Look to the north. We've got a raid coming in.
Yep, I'm watching it now.
Tarkin's coming in on those siege rams.
Those rams, those poor rams.
Oh, this is
The knockout punch. I-Knights had it, maybe, but it's not gonna land. There's nothing he can do. Those jacks in those rams are gonna do nothing against the Tarkin.
And simultaneously, the Paladin and the Swordsman moving in on the main force. This is a two-pronged attack here by Fit for Flight. I love to see that kind of strategy.
I do too. Got him in the back and got him in the front. These Tarkins, they're going to find all kinds of damage. Even if he loses the front attack, which it looks like he is losing the front attack.
Yeah.
He might not actually be, but he can't fight under the castle for free.
Yeah, it's kind of a feint. There's a feint here on the south side to allow these raiders to just find...
But that northern front
all
is
kinds of damage in the north.
Devastating. The rams gone. The jacks that were in those rams, they're gone. The villagers that were around that TC, they're gone. And that castle even have murder holes? I don't know that he does.
Yeah, he does have murder holes.
In a stunning reversal from the first game, the Tarkins are melting down the castle. How about that, guys?
Dude, amazing play by I-Knights. There's so much that he's done here that I've loved seeing.
Look, and he's still fighting.
Yeah, he's still fighting, and
I love it.
And if you look at the KD, right now, it says Fit for Flight has more kills, but not just a second ago, I-Knights was up high on that KD.
And look, I-Knights targeted a bunch of fights.
He's going to take down a whole lot of Tarkins here, too.
You know, like, is it enough? Maybe, maybe not. It's just, like,
it will be enough.
Fighting.
It will be enough. Those Tarkins go down. Am I wrong about that? Wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. The numbers swing the other way.
Yeah, the Tarkins live, but not a lot of them. Like, is it enough? No, it's not enough. But dang, the guy's not done. He's got more left to show. In the south, we've got a bunch of Jaguars going up against a bunch of Halbs. Jaguars are going to melt those Halbs.
I-Knights is doing an awesome job fighting here, but he has no more farmers. He's out of food. We're getting low on food.
Where do you go from here? He's out of airspeed, altitude, and ideas, but his moxie is still on the field.
You gotta get, he's got moxie. He's got moxie. You gotta give him that. Another wave of Tarkins moving in though, and
what's he gonna do?
33 bills to 93 bills. Yeah, what is he gonna do actually? What are you doing?
What are you gonna do to this?
I think he's attacking with Jack and Jill over here, and Leo the Wolf.
True, and we've got Fit for Flight back in this corner. He's not letting up the pressure at all.
Yeah.
He's got Tarkins for days. He's got Halbs for days.
I like seeing him producing a whole bunch of extra halberdier. It's like he's not thinking to himself, "Oh, I've won this, so I'm just gonna sit back and kill with what I've got." That's the thing I used to do all the time. Like, oh, I've won. I can kind of like just stop. I can kind of rest and relax on what I've already built. But no, Fit for Flight is continuing to produce more.
And he's at the 90 bill count, he hasn't stopped at the 86 or whatever you predicted.
It's true. He did go up above 86. Yeah, he's at 93. All right, so 7 more bills than.
Dude, it's a noob.
It's a noob. No, I know. I'm kind of playing up for facetiousness. But Fit, if you watch this later, I would say aim for that like 100 bills, 120 bills. You're so close. But he is doing really, really good.
Doing really well. He's floating a bunch of resources, but he can float a bunch of resources. He's at 166. There it is.
There it is. I was gonna say, like, I-Knights keep fighting, and he's doing an awesome job. He ended this match with more kills than Fit for Flight, right? So I think that tells you, let's call it, maybe, he had some tactical, I think he made the right compositional choices for the most part. He, maybe made some tactical moves that got him more kills than deaths. It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
But I think maybe just a little, you tell me, what do you think happened here?
Well, I'll tell you a couple things. Number one, we talked about in the beginning of this match how the first person to land a punch wins, and that's true. I stand by that 100%. I think what we see here is the advantage of fighting on your enemy's turf versus fighting on your home turf.
Yeah.
If you're fighting in their base, you can take, 1.5 to 1 KD losses. You can take pseudo losing battles because fighting on their turf simply by its proximity means that their efficiency is decreased. And so we see here, for half of the game, I-Knights had fewer vills but a better resource collected.
Yep.
And then it hit a particular fulcrum, and now at the end of the game, we're at 98k versus 60k. Almost a 40,000 resource difference in the favor of Fit for Flight. And some of that's the number of villas he killed. There's no doubt about that at all. But some of that is simply that, like, did the fight ever come anywhere close to Fit for Flight's home? No. Right. No, it didn't. Now, there's different things here. How many TCs does Fit for Flight have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 TCs. Yeah. That matters. How many castles does he have? 2. Same as I-Knights. But like fighting on your enemy's doorstep versus fighting on your doorstep, even if you trade even.
I think
in your favor.
I agree with you. I think Game 3 came down to a couple of things. Like you said, I think Fit for Flight was the first one to connect a punch. I-Knights threw that first punch, and in a world where those Eagle Warriors jumped on the vills and killed a bunch of them first, and then maybe swung onto the pikes before engaging on the town center, that might swing, honestly, the flow of the whole game. Because this corner might go down, and then and that would be big. That's a big part of it. And then the other part, too, I think, is those relics. I pulled up the end game screen here, and Fit for Flight collected 5,600 gold on the back of those relics. And
holy cow!
Yeah, and we see right now he's only got 3,000 in the bank, so that makes the difference between him running out of gold and not.
Right? No, absolutely true.
I think in a world where I-Knights,
especially with the Aztecs,
Yeah, that's right, exactly. In a world where I-Knights grabs 3 relics, maybe, and I think was playing maybe. I just want to give the man his kudos, and it's like tactically, he was making some really good moves. Killed more than he lost in a world where he's got 3 relics on top of that. This might actually swing the other way.
And getting 3 relics is different because if he had collected 3 of those relics, then Fit for Flight loses 3, while I-Knights gets 3.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
and the whole balance is shifted, especially because you look at the resource collected versus the amount of resources left in Fit for Flight's bank. As far as units on the field goes. It turned so closely for a long time. When it goes off the cliff, it goes off the cliff. But for a long time, it's so close.
Yeah,
I loved this series.
This was an amazing series. Yeah, from beginning to end, I thought all three players, both players, all 3 games. It's like we saw. I don't know if that's. If it were anybody else, I think that was a soundboard. But I think you actually just popped a cork.
Who, me? No.
I just heard a thump sound, which is hilarious. I don't know where that came from, but
as if I'm just looking at the post game right now.
Yeah.
Man, I love this series.
Yeah, this is an amazing series. Every single game that these two went at each other, we saw macro, micro, tactics, skill. This was really, really exciting, and I hope I-Knights, first, I-Knights, thank you so much for joining the tournament. Putting on an amazing show in this series. I thought you did great in all 3 games. And I hope for all of our contestants, and right now I'm talking to I-Knights here, I hope you don't drop AoE 2. Because this was really awesome. And I'd love to see you continuing to play and, have some ladder adventures and showcase some of your great wins on the ladder with us. Because this is just awesome. And then Fit for Flight, dude. He says, I lost because I didn't do my town center walls. Yeah, that's it. That's
exactly right.
That's the secret right there.
You have a 100% win rate with town center walls. You have a 0% win rate without them.
That's
what
true.
Can I say?
Yeah. I mean, the results speak for themselves. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Statistics. You can't argue with them.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Statistics never lie. So Fit for Flight, man, well done. This was an incredible series. I thought this was so good. And, Fit for Flight, I hope that, I'm excited to see what you bring into the semifinals. It's going to be an awesome, awesome series. All right, I think that wraps it up here, guys. Thank you so much for joining in the quarterfinals. That's it for the quarters. So we've got 2 semifinals left, and then I don't know whether we're going to have a vanquished victors, free for all match or not. I don't know if we'll have one of those, but we've got at least 2 semis and then the finals coming up. So, guys, if you want to stay abreast of everything Noob Cup 3, be sure to like the channel and subscribe. And follow me on Twitch, all of that good stuff. Ironite says he's down for that. We might have to make that happen. Who knows? All right. For now, this is the Iron Kaiser signing out along with Hiram the Tire. Hiram, thanks so much for joining me, man. This was an absolute blast. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.
So good. I love this game.
Yeah, I love it too. I love this game. This right here, this was a series that just highlights why this game is so good. I love it.